Welcome to the autumn equinox energy immersion. I've already created a group field, and I'm intending that you are in this group field with me. What does this group field entail? Well, it's really just a sacred space of divine holding where you're held in a place of grace, but also deep energetic frequencies and vibrations of an evolutionary kind. Here, we're meeting with divine consciousness, the highest intelligence of supreme consciousness. So, we're working with divine mothers, master healers of the highest order. I'm giggling because they're just kind of all cheering us on. Autumn equinox angels are here. I do groups, and the autumn equinox angels came in just the other day. So they're here today. And here's the cool thing, you all get a personal guide, but this time it's not really an individual guide. We're going to be working with the autumn equinox angels. And so an autumn equinox angel is going to come into your spine, and we're going to welcome them on the count of three. So you may feel something come into your crown and settle into your heart. And don't worry if you don't feel anything at all. Are you ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Autumn equinox angels. I just feel like a slice of home. Angels like working with humans. They really enjoy the resonance of humans. And so these angels are going to make sure you receive what you need, how you need it, where you need it, but also they make sure you're not overwhelmed. Some of this energy can be quite powerful. So having them with you, holding your hand all the way through, and really just embracing you through the process is such an extra added bonus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're also welcoming Mother Earth. Mother Earth, just so blessed to have us here, and blessed to be a part of this experience. I'm being told she'll be giving us a specific blessing, so keep an eye out for that. And we're also going to start with a little bit of sound healing. So sound, it's an incredible vibrational tool, powerful tool. And I'm just going to keep it simple, chanting the sound of Om. Sound of Om is the divine. And I'm going to be doing it 3 times. You're welcome on your end to do it out loud for yourself, or you can just do it quietly within your own heart. And I want you to feel the vibration moving in, around, and through you. It creates a certain dynamic for this session that is just so potent. So you ready? We're going to take 3 deep breaths in, and on the out breath, the sound of Om. All right, let's go. First breath in. Om. And the second breath in. And the third breath. Wonderful. So there's some of you on the call that could use some extra grounding. In the sessions that I do regularly with groups of people, we practice grounding and have really strengthened our grounding cord. So what I'm going to do is is convert your grounding core, update it. Like you get the software updates with your smartphone, with your applications all the time, right? So this is an update to your grounding core. So just for a second, put your awareness right at your tailbone and create new high frequency structures for all those who need it. There you go. And now upgrade your grounding core to these high frequency structures. Oh, beautiful. So it just allows you to kind of, like, again, like a new update, you have your new update for your bank software, your graphic software, anything you're working with, your Word document, and it just makes things smoother, right? This grounding cord is working with higher frequencies, which will help you not only just ground much more smoother, but ground in a way that merges your higher self with your grounding. And we're going to be practicing that in a second with something called the earth breath. But just taking a moment to really sense into that updated grounding cord. There you go. Wonderful. So let's take it for a ride, shall we? So again, your awareness is in your grounding cord at your base of your root chakra, which is at your tailbone. And I want you to just imagine that you're breathing through your tailbone down through the chair, the couch, the floor you're sitting on, down into the sub-basement of the building or home. And now we're going to move into the topsoil of the earth, down through her layers of geological and layers of rock and water, shale, minerals, all the way into the very molten core of the planet. There we go. And there's the heart of Gaia. She's welcoming you like long lost relative, because of course she is. Sometimes we live such disconnected lives. Even if we think we're grounded, we walk on pavement, live on homes. We aren't like our ancestors who walked barefoot and really worked off the land. So let's plug into this heart, like you're plugging into a socket, or more importantly, like you're connecting your umbilical cord to the heart of Gaia. There you go. And as she does, here's this blessing. Yeah, I knew it. So on this equinox, where from today onward, the days start getting shorter into the winter season, it's a day of balance. And so the earth is blessing you. You can set an intention here with earth, or my recommendation is just be open to receive whatever it is that the earth wants to give you. Blessing that the deepest part of your being is exactly what you need. That's trust. That's faith. So receiving this blessing now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. And now let's really tune into that blessing as an essence, as nutrition. We're going to use our breath to do that. Breathing down into the earth, and as earth, breathing it back up to you. We're going to start in the bottom of your feet, soles of your feet, up into your ankles. And now merging with your shins, to your knees, all the way into your thighs, into your pelvis, your stomach, and all the organs in your midsection, and following your spine all the way up into your rib cage, your heart center, into your shoulder blades and shoulders, down each of your arms, into your hands and fingers, and continuing up the spine into your neck, your head, your face, your hair, your skull, And out your crown where it's joining with your highest self. Again, this divineness that is like a re-remembering of who you are. And we're inviting this divineness to really have a deeper commingling, a union with this grounding exercise through your breath. You can envision it one of two ways. It can be like a rhythm, or you can just see this beam of light connecting from the center of the galaxy all the way down to the center of the earth, and you are just encased in this beautiful crystalline light, pure, tingling. Using your breath, let's do an exercise of just breathing in through your nose. And if you're a counter, you can definitely do counts, but if you just want this to be organic, just take a nice deep breath in through your nose, counting to the tune of 4 again if you're a counter. And as you exhale, let's do an exhale of a big whoosh. Again, counting to the count of 6. A deep, just organically, a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale out through your mouth, whoosh. Make that just 2 beats longer. As you do this, we're receiving that blessing on each in-breath, not just from the earth, but the autumn angels, all source energies of divine mothers surrounding you, Christ consciousness. Big warm hug. And on the exhale, what you're doing is you're just letting go. All that stuff that no longer serves us. The intention here is balance. Equinox, balance of light and dark. Equinox, balance of day and night. Equinox, nature seeks balance. You are nature. You are nature. But parts of us have forgotten. And these parts of us that have forgotten, energetically, we call that conditioned consciousness. Consciousness is all of matter, all of things manifesting into form. You are conditioned consciousness. But these conditioned consciousness can form patterns. And we can identify with them as emotional baggage that's just sat there throughout our lifetime, continuing to influence our beliefs, our habits, our thoughts, actions. And we even identify with them through our personality. So, multidimensional healing, soul purpose, is to clear these deep levels. Conditioned consciousness, not just in your personality, but everywhere they exist. Your ancestral history, all the stories from your ancestors, your genetics, your past lives, whether you believe it or not, they exist. That's called your incarnational package. That holds the same pattern. And then there's collective consciousness, the human muck of everything and everyone that relates to all these emotional unresolved issues. Trauma being chief among them. So, what we're doing here in the earth breath, letting go of whatever kicks you off balance right now. It's most needed. Receiving that blessing from earth. And as earth, breathing it all into you. Breathing through the nose, receiving all that blessing, all that remembrance of everything you've forgotten. And whoosh, letting go. All that no longer serves you. Yeah. Sensing there's a pattern of loss here. It really wants to be seen today. So let's put our focus in our navel now. Continuing on with just that normal breathing, breathing in through the nose for a deep breath. And then out through the mouth. Feeling deeply connected and anchored to earth. Like earth is literally breathing you. But let's feel that deep breath in our navels. Navel is a long forgotten source to our mother. It's where we originally were fed all our nutrition. Our navels can get blocked because, again, life, conditioning. And so as we breathe in, all that serves us. Feel how how your navel is reacting or responding here. Allow the earth to breathe in and out through you, through your navel. There we go. Doing a little bit of clearing here for those of you who need it in your navel. Breathing as earth, with earth, as earth, for earth, with you, as you, for you. There we go. That navel clearing really helps some of you. We lose a little bit of vitality when our navels are blocked. Because that is a valuable source of life force. So now imagine every breath you're taking, every exhale you're giving, is one breath with the earth, merged in unity with your divine self. Like the earth is breathing you through your navel, reconnecting your life force, not only to the earth, but to that unifying force that is at the core of our Earth Mother, at the core of our truest essence. Beautiful. Being silent for a little bit. Allow the energies to deepen. And as you continue breathing this earth breath, focusing on your navel, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, elongated breaths, really massaging that spine, soothing your parasympathetic nerve, the breath breathing you on earth, on heart, on mind. Continue that for the next few minutes, and I'm going to recalibrate your chakras, starting with what's called the Earth Star, which is your subroot first chakra, about a foot below your feet. It's kind of like, again, pulling into garage and getting a tune up. So recalibrating your Earth Star. And what's just pouring out is not a frustrating energy. We work specifically in this particular phase with the goddesses Durga and Kali, Mother Mira, the Divine Mother that works a lot with the earth. There we go. Anger is an elusive emotion. When it's used for good, it is a motivator. It urges change through discomfort. But most of us don't have a healthy relationship with anger. We learned at a young age to be seen and not heard, and we got angry. We weren't taught to regulate our emotions properly. So it builds up. Again, not just in this lifetime. We remember all our ancestors in past lives when this was the case too. There we go. Now coming into our root chakra. Our root chakra holds a lot of survival fear. So fear and anger go hand in hand. And what I'm sensing as I facilitate this session is again a lot of pent up frustration. We all have it. I'm sure we can think of various circumstances and situations that frustrate us. Getting a nice clearing, and of course, that keeps us off balance. And even deeper, the source of those frustrations won't hurt. Hurt goes hand in hand with anger, too. Anger is a networked energy. There we go. Now coming into the sacral chakra and do the same. More of that frustration in the form of whatever it is that's fueling it. Old hurt, old anger, old pain. wounded remnants of unhealed, conditioned consciousness. There we go. Equinox angels helping, Mother Earth helping. Coming into our solar plexus, our third chakra, our power center, where there tends to be a lot of control. And sure enough, here it is. This is a lot of stuck energy here, stuck energy that says, yep, I control my anger, I control this frustration. And we do it how? By living a life where we either distract ourselves, push things down, ignore our own feelings. There we go. Third chakra relaxing now. A lot of help from our guides. A lot of help from Source, Equinox angels. Beautiful. Now coming into your heart center. Yep, there it is. There's more of that frustration. Ooh, for a lot of you, it's really on the left side, your female side, your side that feels a little bit vulnerable right now for some reason. There we go. And there's the frustration. Your lungs and your sternum. Hope you're keeping up with your breath, breathing in through your nose. And just a regular rhythm, exhaling with your mouth. Because here specifically, this breath is helping to open up your heart. Because breath gets shallow when it's in a place of fear, when our systems are in a place of fear. And some of this frustration, again, is angry and resentful. Why? It's asking. Why isn't? Fill in that blank. When you say the words, why isn't? What comes after that? And for each of you, it's going to be different. That's right there in the heart. Why isn't? And some injustice will come up, some frustration. And now attuning the throat chakra. Ooh. Ugh. A lot of pent up energy here that just wants to be shouted, wants to be spoken, wants to be verbalized. Again, your throat is saying, why isn't, but really wants to add choice words to that. There we go. That moved quickly. Now coming into your brow chakra, specifically the brain, amygdala, tuning and aligning with your connection to earth, centering. There we go. That again went really quickly. Now up into your crown. Inviting your crown to open to the extent that you're ready to receive all this unifying light that pours into this pillar of light we envisioned earlier and cascades up and around you. It's called a mandorla. Two circles that bisect in the middle that create kind of an almond shape. Now we're transforming all your chakras. All these chakra attunements work together in service of this deep earth blessing, which is a form of grounded, centering, unifying your higher self into your body as a grounded being of light and love. There we go. Putting in structures to support this flow. Now notice how this earth breath may have changed with this attunement. The group field feels much more fluid, much more flowing. Do you feel much more fluid and flowing? If not, we're actually going to pinpoint any kind of stuck energy that may have arisen. This earth breath serves also as a diagnostic tool. And that as we strive to ground and center, what shows up for us is what isn't grounded, what isn't centered. And what showed up for us was this pattern of frustration that we all have, you know. First thing that comes to mind when I say that for me is, oh my gosh, customer service, Verizon, cable, whatever you have to call, any of your utilities, car service, customer service drives me crazy. I have to wait too long or can't get things resolved. That's just a minor thing, but there's bigger frustrations. Climate change, our division in our society, our relationships with our loved ones, our health, finances. We all have them. And so let's go into our next phase. Believe it or not, this was only phase one. Our second phase of this systematic approach to multidimensional healing is called regulation. And so Source uses that intention to see what's not regulated in your body. Could be your emotions, could be any of your organs or physical systems structurally, could be your pathways. Most likely it's your central nervous system. Just going to spend a couple of minutes regulating. Whew. Yep. So in regards to whatever this frustration is, this knocks you off center in some key aspect of your life. For some of you, it's in the breath. Others of you, it's in your hips, like you can't move forward because of this certain frustration. For others of you, it's right behind your heart, like a heaviness. So regulation coming in, working its magic, working its wonders. Ooh, it's going into the brain, prefrontal cortex, your amygdala, your memory centers. Oh, interesting. The cranial sacral. There's a cranial sacral sac right between the scalp and the skull. Oh, it's tingling for some of you. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Your skull is like a tuning fork. Its specific configuration is designed for vibrational attunement. So there's some things structurally going on there. And of course, our bodies are, 50 to 90% energy or water, fluids, including our craniosacral. So the fluids getting attuned here, regulating whatever is out of source in preparation for where we're working today on that frustration. Ooh, some of you, it's the spleen. Your spleen is a filter for frustrating emotions that can get clogged, like we need to replace an air conditioning filter or air filter in our cars. A furnace filter. There we go. Regulating wherever it's most needed. Yeah, some of you have some pent up throat stuff. If you're alone and you have the capabilities, if it appeals to you, if it resonates, take a pillow and just go, scream, scream into it, or chant. Vocalizing is really good for the vagus nerve. It's also good somatic way to get stuff out. Like tune into whatever's going on to your body and just vocalize it. And I'm sure it's going to be some sort of frustrating sound, right? Like if not, just do a nice big out breath. Nice big whoosh. Whoosh. Do at least 3. Whoosh. Whoosh. There you go. Just 1 more minute in regulation. Beautiful. Now we're gently going to transition into our 3rd phase. This is just called embrace. And it does exactly what you think it does. We're embracing anything and everything. It's related to what we're pointing to today, that key bit of frustration that's keeping you off center. Embrace just loving energy, pure love, unconditional love, divine love. You know, the kind of love that you really can't comprehend as a human. And it's coming in the form that most appeals to you. Could be really high frequency, sparkling, kind of sacred, geometrical light and love, or it could be just a sound, a trickling stream. You know, that water sound we all love when we just sit near the ocean, you know, the waves coming in, or the trickling sound of the water rushing over the rocks. Or maybe it's a color, like all the beautiful hues of a sunrise, washing over your whole body with its warmth. All the negative ions that come from water and sunrise and the warm breezes. This warmth is coming into your system to do a couple of things. Embrace really just surround you with nurturing, tenderness, compassion, everything that you expect from a long, warm hug from the divine. But it also does another thing. Because we are in the process of remembering who we are, and there's so many, we are complex dimensional beings that we'll be on our deathbed and we'll just have things come across our awareness. Oh my gosh, I wasn't aware of that. And so the process of a spiritual path is considered an awakening, where we have these realizations, these sensing that goes into patterns like, oh, wow, that makes sense. Or, oh, that's been tripping me up. And we then challenge our wisdom with honesty, with accountability, and all these beautiful attributes and characteristics that truly enhance our life. And so what embrace does is it illuminates these hidden patterns, the grace of love. And today we're pointing it at a key frustration, something that's tripping you up. keeping you off balance. And to me, it's some pent up emotion, emotional frustration. Perhaps that's a beautiful question for your awareness. We had one earlier that said, why? You know, why is dot, dot, dot? And that pinpoints your frustration. And the second one is, okay, well, what is that why? If you're listening to the replay, you might want to pause it and write whatever is coming into your mind, into your awareness. What is that current frustration? Or is it just a general feeling? Usually when we do these questions for awareness, we list some experience, we list some event, we list some circumstance, some situation, right? But where source is working is that underlying emotion that feeds it. So see if you can link that frustration to a deeper rooted wound, anger, hurt, pain, grief. Yeah, for some of you, it's right in your jawbone or in your lymph nodes on the sides of your neck. This is an unhealed emotion that's lodged in your tissue, lodged in your energetics in ways that we can't even comprehend. And when we work weekly, that's where we do. We're like little miners. One of my clients called me the spelunker of energy healing. Yeah, I'm not doing any of it. All credit, all responsibility, all glory goes to the divine. I'm just play-by-play announcer, letting you know what's happening. I'm in it too. I'm in here with you, so I know what's going on. So embrace bringing in that tender energy now to all those vulnerable, raw places of whatever that emotional linkage is, that emotional baggage. Really frustrates you and keeps you off center. So much compassion. So much grace. And now we're just going to enhance this phase with something called structures. Consider structures like little GPS pinpoints on a map, but these are crystalline. Little sparks of light, little sparks, seeds of energy. They're going to pinpoint that key frustration wherever it's most needed. I call them GPS structures. And there's all different kinds. There's crystals, there's what's called wizard thread, there's earthwork structures. It gets more into the collective. Each one of these structures do different things. Bioremanifest, which gets into the biology. My favorite, these beautiful Divine Mother, pure creation structures. There we go. And the final set of structures will help you answer those questions we asked earlier. These are called truth structures. Because as you do more of this spiritual work, you're going to find that your superpower, your master healer, is your awareness. Because again, I've been doing this for a long time, like 17 years, and I get revelations and realizations all the time. It's like the whole timeline lights up. It is just revelatory. It changes my life when I can link things together. So it's our hidden stuff that we're not aware of that really trips us up or keeps us off balance. And so these truth structures are going to help bring your awareness into those questions we asked earlier, to get out of that story and go deeper into the hidden wound or hurt or emotion. It's stuck in your organs or pathways or your genetics, or broader yet, in those subtle places. Karmic framework. There we go. Beautiful. So this next phase is simply called energetics. Just gonna strengthen your system. Just gonna get a little pop of energy, because it takes energy to clear energy. And when we're working in those hidden places, those take a little bit more oomph. So we're just gonna ask, where is it that you need help? And we call this optimizing. It's going to clear if there's some stuck thing, like just removing a rock from a stream so the water can flow better. It's going to strengthen it if there's a branch there. And that branch isn't allowing the flow. So we strengthen that water so it can flow right over it. It's going to build up energy. If it's too weak, it's going to harmonize. There's places of overstimulation or overwhelm. Some of you, this frustration is overwhelming because it leads to stress, worry, anxiety. So maybe going to your nervous system and that fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Lately, we've been working on this place of numbness. When we have too much anger and we just don't want to deal with it anymore, and we just got to numb out. And our whole society, we've been working on again all month long, the month of August. Our whole society is just one big, numb out, where we pick up our phones and we surf for hours, or we stream TV shows, or we just distract ourselves. We just, have to go from one activity to another, to another, to another. Or there's the stress of worry. This thing, this virus thing, the division between politics, the division between information and misinformation. So much division. The good news is, as we reveal it, these patterns literally lighten up. Yeah, the third chakra is here, getting a little bit of focus. So let's put our attention there, in the third chakra, for just a second, minute or two. There we go. Again, the third chakra is really the chakra that wants to think it's in control. Now back to optimizing. Some of you, it's also focusing again on that throat chakra. Pent up things you didn't say, pent up things you wanted to say. You may want to spend a little bit of time doing breath work. Or just noticing your breath. Noticing is such an important part of awareness. That is an aspect of awareness. We notice what patterns affect us. And then we can make adjustments or changes as needed. You can also notice our breath if it's becoming shallow. Eckhart Tolle says if we just breathe properly, we can wake up, we can change the world. Yeah, this pattern of frustration is a stressor for some of you. It's in your shoulders, it's in your neck. Again, those lymph nodes right underneath your jawline. And you know, sometimes how you can't sleep or you get woken up and you can't get back to sleep, or you may have been like me in earlier days and have bouts of insomnia. Sometimes it's because you don't have enough energy to relax because your system is designed. Human body is a design perfection when it's in balance, when it's working correctly. But if we have imbalances, like that stress us out, deep in our subterranean levels, or even just daily frustration, our systems aren't working properly, and energizing helps your body work and function in a way that it can help you relax. So it's a fundamental tenet, the strong energy system, to function in this changing society. Okay, now we're going to gently go into our next phase. It's just called letting go. The structures we put in earlier. Just going to go into that frustration. Oof. Which is an emotional, unhealed, unresolved package of what I call conditioned consciousness that fuels your experience, erupts as frustration. Frustration translates into stress. Stress affects your quality of life. What's underneath it at its roots? Hidden wounds. So we're in the throat chakra now. Again, like from your jawline all the way to the top part of your clavicle. It's not only the lymph nodes, it's your top part of your spine at the base of your skull, it's your thyroid, it's your, again, the lymph nodes, the soft tissue, your throat. Any tension here, any constriction. That certainly doesn't allow you to be as centered, balanced as you'd like, to be more present in life. These are all the unspoken words, all the frustrations that you've ignored, all the times you were ignored when you wanted to speak up, or if you did speak up, you weren't heard. You weren't validated. We're just going to stay with this into frustration in the throat chakra, and it goes all the way down again to your clavicle and your shoulders. Consider it like the burden. For the last couple of months, our overarching theme has been burdens of heart. And it took us into a relationship to suffering. It took us into trauma held in the body. And we're starting our path down through the emotional baggage of anger, deep rooted anger. Frustration is an offshoot of anger. This feels like a yoke that we all carry as humans. And this yoke, again, could be genetic, could be karmic, just could be buildup of stuff like plaque in your arteries, or like the rust that gets in the way of the spark plugs in your car or in your pipes. We all have that energetically. We just are not informed or educated enough on the quantum physics that brilliant masters and physicists are really working hard to explore and expose. This work is quantum work. So every time I see a scientific discovery being revealed. I'm just like celebrating. Yes. Reason I can connect with you online. We don't even need Zoom. You don't even need to hear my voice, but it helps. It's through quantum principles, sacred geometry that filters through vibrationally, connecting us all. And there's different names for it. Ocean of awareness. Some call it the Matrix. I don't like that name, but we're all familiar with that movie that we can picture those intersecting webs. Just this broad field. In this broad field, like little islands connected to the whole. Within these islands, there's threads of this energy called frustration that interweaves through in a complex formula through your genetics, through your karmic history, feeding into your personal life that you just say erupts into who you think you are and how you act and how you behave and how you speak in this particular pattern. And I am frustrated. And it's like a yoke around your throat you carry on your shoulders. Because fill in the blank. Go look at that questions you answered earlier. Why? Why did my loved one die? Why isn't there more peace on earth? These bigger questions that when we're really truly connected in the highest sense of the word or truest sense of the word, I don't like to hierarchies, you can get a broader sense, broader vision, or interdependence, and stories start falling away. Not like we don't question why, we're just not attached to it anymore. Isn't that a lovely consideration, right? There we go. Starting to ease now, just a couple more minutes. We're only going to be doing a little clearing because I want to spend the remaining time aligning with centering energy. In the weekly sessions, we pretty much even out all the phases. We do a nice chunk of clearing. Here, I just want to leave you with so much loving, unifying energy. But source says, no, we're still in the throat. A lot of pent up stuff there. Speaking of breathing, I'm going to bring in some Shakti energy now to help move it. You're going to hear me doing puffs of breathing for a little bit. Oh, beautiful. Much lighter now. There's definitely more there because when you think of the depths of frustration, I'm sure there's a lot. And that's when we can replay these and get another layer, get more deeper into this holding pattern. And now clearing any last bit that's ready to go. So if you're listening to this in the replay or you just awake now, sometimes you just knock out and fall asleep or get deeply relaxed or tune out. Notice how that question of why that you asked earlier may be just a little lighter. To me, I sense that heaviness that you carry in your shoulders just a little bit lighter. How beautiful is that? It's really all we can ask for. And it's really subtle because when we're working dimensionally, it's like you're working 25, 100 feet beneath the surface of the ground. And as the ground on the top starts to realize all these layers beneath that are gone, it starts folding down. So that can be the result of this healing as well, because we're working so deep beneath. Sometimes you don't notice any difference until months or weeks later, or you just notice a slight or subtle shift in how you respond to things, especially frustrations, instead of react. So now coming into the next phase called integration. Integration recognizes that you are indeed a dimensional person connected to everything and everyone, like that matrix, like that ocean of awareness, an island and ocean of awareness. And because we shifted something in there, everything that's connected to that still thinks it's still there until we ask to integrate it. Intention is everything, remember? So integrating in all space, all time, all realities, all dimensions, interdimensionally, all fields, all realms, catching everything up to these changes we just did. And lastly, physicalizing them. We're not going to do a big chunk of integration here. We're just going to integrate the brain and the nervous system, these key areas of the brain. Remanifesting to repattern it for integrating. Integration should feel like puzzle pieces coming back together because we arrange them when we go into your dimensional root energetics. We may take a piece out here or there. We may shave off a little bit. And so now the puzzle pieces need to come back together. That's why you can feel out of sorts for days, months, weeks, years when you have a really big shift. But here we're going to intentionally bring them back together so it can just feel super relaxing. And then we're just going to integrate the rest of your overall system, all of consciousness. Should sense it's a nice, gentle settling. Running something called Devi therapy, which acts like a dimensional therapist to lend clarity, insight, or just help things make sense a little bit. Because those questions earlier, there's deeper meaning to them. So this dimensional therapist, it's like a little nudge in that direction. Beautiful. The final phase coming into something I call the truth tower, but it's just this sacred space of grace where your feet are in the center of the earth, your crown is in the center of the universe, your spine merged with all your timelines, like a giant tree of truth, a tree of life. And here we're going to bring in a consciousness free of whatever that key frustration is. It already exists in the wheel of life. So we can access blueprints where you've already worked through this energetic frequency. You've resolved every single issue related to it, and you've gained all the wisdom. Yeah. And so this frequency is the frequency of balance, because that is the intention. What is knocking you off balance? This is a frequency of core equilibrium. So even if some challenge comes along, you kind of knock to the left, knock to the right, knock back or forth, like one of those punching bags, those clowns that you used to have as a kid. Pops right back up because the base is heavy and has equilibrium. When we're grounded, when we're anchored, when we're balanced, when we're flowing with the core vibrations of earth, of life itself, we're in a place of equilibrium. And so we're going to manifest new blueprints for this. These are kind of like little structures that we talked about earlier, but they're deeper. They're going to go into your upper dimensional beingness and pull them down into your physical body. And then we're going to spend the rest of our time together tuning and aligning to these blueprints. Source bringing in alchemy codes now to get into your physical system. Alchemy is like literally a change of state of consciousness from one thing to another. It's alchemy codes coming in into all your fluids and pathways, and even into your atoms, space and atoms, your quarks. So this flow is the harmony of the universe, the call of the universe. You wouldn't be in this session if you didn't have some knowing of what that means. It's that presence, that essence that literally knows through this innate awareness. Everything is interconnected. And as you practice clearing like we do here, week to week, month to month, year to year, where there is movement by any group of people, whether it's a prayer circle or a yoga class, with a single intention, all these actions that we perform knowingly or unknowingly, awareness adds that extra oomph, right? It's reflected out into every aspect, all the corners of the universe. So it's really not waiting around for others to change, like that quote that is almost like a mantra for me. Gandhi, who didn't exactly say it this way, but everyone paraphrases it, to be the change you want to see in the world. That's what this is. Not some grandiose gesture. It's lovely to march on Washington, call your commerce people, affect change at work and relationships. Here, the deep work here is inner work. To come into that interconnectedness that knows that when you make a change at this deep level, it ripples out and affects change everywhere. The key here, again, is awareness and a willingness to show up for yourself, for your lineage, for the planet. A quote that I sent out with the announcement of this group healing. It's from, again, the physicist Nassim Haramein, who says, imagine how the world will change when humanity realizes this kind of interconnectedness with all of life. Then we work together to restore health and well-being of the whole. And this wholeness is the balance we seek. And soaking in it in harmonic resonance. And with the help of our guides, we're going to send it out now to the planet. Into the morphic fields. Rupert Sheldrake talks about them. That once something is in the morphic fields, everyone can access it. We're going to send this prayer out of balance and equanimity and equilibrium on this beautiful day where nature acknowledges balance. Send it out like white flowers floating up into the atmosphere, soaking down into the depths of the earth, into the microbes of the soil, throughout all the rivers, lakes, streams, up into the mountains, deep into the valleys, and everything in between. All people, all animals, birds, insects, all marine life, all hearts. In this prayer, has a specific full quality, because as the leaves turn and the days grow shorter, may all our faith grow stronger, and this heart beat as one, turning closer to love and that wholeness that Nassim talks about. May this autumn breeze whisper its calling of peace into your very soul, reminding you of all that is good. And like the bountiful harvest, as the earth yields its crop, may we all yield an abundance of blessing, not just in your life, but in all life. And remember, as the trees let go of their leaves, what a used and worn concept, but it's so true. We can let go of these frustrations that we worked on today and build up presence in this infinite nature that is our truest potential, that deepens our connection and interdependence of all life. And may it burst into these vibrant colors like we see all around us, reminding us of this vital interconnection. And I always end each session again with a chant. It's a Sanskrit mantra that has a specific meaning. It's let us be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May there be peace and happiness on the planet for all beings, and may we be conduits of that peace. Om Asatoma Sakamaya Tamasoma Jyotirkamaya Yuchoma Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guryo Namaha. Filling up the space with love to strengthen and amplify this equilibrium and equanimity vibrating throughout all the planet. And adding gratitude, big dose of gratitude for our time together, for the time you're spending here today. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit. And most of all, thanks to all our guides, the source energies of Mother Earth, Equinox angels, master healers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bowing my head in grace and gratitude to you all, and lifting you above the sacred space with a deep breath. It is done. It is complete. So it is, so it is, so it is. You're invited to stay flowing in this space of grace for as long as you feel guided. Take a few minutes. And if you're joining us again, either winter solstice or any other sessions that you're guided to join, until next time, be blessed.